Hey, I like games, although I know that I'm not talking about it much on this channel, but I wanted to do a going through my gaming collection video for a long time. And with Sony's recent news about, discontinuing PlayStation discs in 2028, I thought it was kind of timely. So today we are going to go through all my physical PS5 games that I own, what I think of them, how much I played them, what they are about, and I just wanted to do that. So yeah, I think we should immediately start with the video. And the first game I have here is Ninja Gaiden 4. I got this for my birthday and I wanted it for like a long time since it came out last year because I thought it looked cool. And if you didn't know, this is obviously the fourth installment in the story, the Ninja Gaiden franchise, starting all the way back, I think, on the original like Nintendo Entertainment System. And obviously there is the classic like Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, 3, which came out I think from the Xbox to the PlayStation 3 generations. And I've never played any of those, but I do kind of want to go back to them. But I'm also a little scared because while I did like this, I definitely was not really like gelling with the combat system because I'm not that like great of a gamer. I can do a lot, but like not in terms of difficulty and stuff. So I had to play this on like a very easy difficulty. And I know the old games have like talent for being relentless. People say that about them on the internet. So I don't know if I would really gel with them. But yeah, I did like this. The story was kind of nothing, but there were some cool visuals, although I thought they became a little repetitive maybe. And the combat, I can't really say because, again, I played it on the easiest difficulty because I'm not really that good at it, but I thought it was cool. It would probably have a lot of cool executions if you were really like deep into it. I just wasn't. I would give this probably like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna give it like a 5-star thing because I am a book reviewer at heart. And so yeah, I thought this was cool but like not amazing. Next up I have the Turok Remaster, like 3 games collection. If you didn't know, Turok is a game trilogy. Also there's Rage Wars, so kind of it's 4 games, and there's technically other games, but like the original 3 ones, they came out on the Nintendo 64 all the way back into the 90s, and I for some reason was always very fascinated with them, also because they have dinosaurs in it and I love dinosaurs. And so yeah, when I heard of these remasters, I was always like looking out because the third one didn't come out for a long time, and now all 3 of them are out, so I bought this. And I have only currently played through the first game, but I did really enjoy it. Also, for some reason, it didn't make me motion sick, which is a problem I have with a lot of first person shooters, so I was very surprised with that. And I will definitely continue with the second and third games. I really like this so far. They aren't really high on plot. It's just like these shooters. You get the guns, you kill the dinosaurs, you get more guns, you kill more dinosaurs. Really easy, but I definitely enjoyed it. So yeah, I really like these. Oh, I think I was supposed to give it a rating. I have not really played it so far. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna give like a rating to the ones I have not at least like played a decent chunk of, and only finishing the first one, I don't think so. Next up, this is Stellar Blade. I think this came out in like 2024. That's when I got my PlayStation 5, and I ever wanted it since then. This is kind of like a curious evolution through my gaming journey because back when I like first saw this game, I still thought it was straight, and I was like, oh my god, anime lady with big tits, I need this game. I wasn't actually really attracted to her, but I thought I would be into that. And then I over the year when this game actually came out, I found out like, oh my god, I'm so gay. And then I realized like, oh my god, but like the combat still looks intriguing and I still want to have this game. And then I got the game and I was like, yeah, the combat is really cool. So anyway, what is this about? This game is about Eve, the character you see on the cover, and she's like part of this like I think android race that fled to this space colony because Earth got overtaken by these weird like EO creatures. Eventually there's a lot of revelations about that, and you have to go back to Earth and reclaim Earth for humanity. There's a bunch of twists, one that is very similar to another game franchise that I love dearly, but actually only played after playing this one, and now I look back at it like, did it steal from that one? And yes, I think you know that this game was like heavily influenced by the Nier franchise, so I really love that because I love Nier. But yeah, I really liked this. This obviously has major flaws flaws. I think the desert sections are abysmal. I never want to go through those again. But I really like the space elevator is such a cool set piece, and the combat is really cool, although it can definitely get tiresome at points. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to the sequel. Although I definitely have concerns about the main character looking very, very young, because people were thirsting after Eve so hard. I have seen some very concerning costumes in this game. So no, I personally put her in like a yellow jumpsuit because it looked like the Kill Bill character, and I like that movie. And so, and also covered up a lot of her stuff, but I don't know how that would translate to the new game character, so I'm a little bit iffy about that, but I am hopeful. Next up, we have the Steelbook for The Last of Us Part 2. This is technically a copy for the PS4, but I still bought this for that one because I got this used, and buying it used and then upgrading to the PS5 edition would have been way cheaper than just buying the PS5 edition because it was so expensive. And so, yeah, I got this one because for some reason the Steelbook was like 50% off, and now I am in possession of this. If you didn't know, Last of Us Part 2 is obviously a continuation of The Last of Us, which I famously am not that huge of a fan of. I thought it was okay, and I played it as a punishment for a bet I lost, so maybe that's telling you all about it. But yeah, The Last of Us 2 follows Ellie on a revenge mission after something that happens in the prologue that everybody knows of, but it's also like a huge spoiler if you have never played it. So I won't be mentioning it here, but also like the game is like 3,000 years old at this point, so like who cares? She goes after Abby. That's all you need to know. And Abby is a controversial character and all that's going on there. I think it was an effective game in showing how cycles of violence and just rage can really consume people. But I also didn't really like the story because, in my opinion, it had kind of like a Zionist undertone to it. I don't know if that's like a common reading for the story, but I heard that Neil Druckmann, this game's like lead designer, was very influenced by the violence he saw between Palestinians and Israel. And in this video game, there is a faction that is like this very brutal military force, and they are clashing with this like backwater cult. And so seeing, if you actually like think that this parallel would be drawn onto this video game, then I think portraying the Palestinians as a backwater cult is not like really charitable. And also it's kind of doing like this, oh, both sides are bad thing, which I hate because no, it just isn't. And so I don't know if I'm just reading into it or if that is a common thing, but I am kind of iffed out about that. So yeah, definitely of two sides. It is a triumph in gameplay and in graphics because Naughty Dog is just at the forefront of everything, and it's really a shame that they haven't released anything since then. But yeah, I'm kind of a little bit split on it. Wow, I've really not kept up with the ratings. I would give Stellarblade like a 4, and I would give The Last of Us Part 2 like a 2.5. Yeah, for some reason, I just don't chill with it, really. Next up is Date Everything. I got this for Christmas. This is a dating simulator that came out in 2025, I think. And it's about you. You were working this, like, corporate job from home, but then you got fired. But then there's also, like, these weird glasses that get delivered to you in the mail, and now through these glasses you can like see your household objects as sentient, very hot people, and you can date them. So I thought this was really cool, and I heard a lot of people say, oh my god, all household objects are hot. But then I also realized that I've never played a dating simulator before once I booted up this game, and it just really didn't hit with me. I've not played a lot of this, so I won't give it a rating. But yeah, I really do kind of like the premise, but I think I am just not really experienced enough with like dating sims to really fully appreciate what this game is doing. There are some really hot character designs too. I have to give it that though. So yeah, maybe you would like it. I'm just probably not the target audience. Then we have Devil May Cry 5 Definitive Edition. I also got this one for Christmas. and this one is obviously the fifth installment in the Devil May Cry franchise. I personally have only played 3 of them. The first one I played and really liked. The second one I thought was god-awful and never finished. And then I played DMC Devil May Cry, which I thought had a cool combat system, but was pretty shitty in every other regard. And so yeah, I have this one because for some reason I have never gotten around to 3 and 4, but I heard good things about this. I don't know too much about the story except that it is about this weird tentacle monster that like defeated Dante. So first you're gonna play as Nero and you have to get to them. And I don't think the plot is really the most important thing about this game. There's 3 protagonists, which I don't know if it's like a first for the series. I definitely know that there's 2 protagonists and 2, and that's not like a good thing. But here you have 3 with a very distinctive fighting styles for each of them, which I did like. I have not really finished it, but I have played a good chunk of it, and I would give it like a 3.5 for so far. Maybe I'm just not really that much of a fan, and I do think Dante is amazingly hot, but yeah, it's not too impressive for me for some reason. So maybe that's like burn the witch type stuff that I'm saying here. But I thought it was okay. Maybe I just need to play more of the franchise to really get more of a collective appreciation. And then we have Control Ultimate Edition. This one is obviously another edition of Control. I think that one came out like a longer time ago, but this one is a PS5 upgrade. And this is about this girl. She's like in search of her brother, and she finds this house. And when she goes in there, she's like suddenly made the director of the Bureau for, what is it called? The Federal Bureau of Control? FBC? Yeah, that makes sense. And she's like, her brother is like also an entity in this house, and there's like, she's in this weird house that's like the headquarters of the control thing, and there's all these weird goings on. I think this game looks really cool. I definitely love the vibe of it. I'm not that great at third-person shooters. I really am more of a like hit it with a sword type of person, because for some reason I'm just not really good at shooters. And so I like this game for its vibes, and I am intrigued with the story, but I haven't really gotten that far. I'm currently stuck on this optional boss that is like a clone of, oh, the main girl's named Chesty. I remember her name. And I don't think she's like required to do, but I'm still like stubborn, and so I have to get past her, but I also don't. And like, there's a sequel coming out of this game. Also looks really cool, and I definitely want to play Remedy's other stuff, but I feel I'm just stuck on this game for some reason. So yeah, it's not like an enthusiastic game I want to talk about, but I have it, and I'm not giving it a rating because I don't think I'm far enough. Then there is Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. I think I got this for Christmas like 2 years ago. And yeah, this is about these 2 Banishers, which are like ghost hunters and like also like detectives kinda, and they come to America to this colony that is haunted by this like big evil ghost, and one of them immediately gets killed, and so they have to get back to banish the ghost, and also like either send her to the afterlife or reincarnate them. That's like the main conflict of the game. There's like a morality system in here. This is made by Don't Not, who I didn't even know made RPGs, but like this is an action RPG somewhat, but it's primarily still a story-driven game like they are known for with like their Life is Strange series. And I really like this. I definitely think this has some flaws in the combat and enemy variety department, because that just really gets boring after a while. And I must say that I have not finished it so far, but I really do like what I've seen of it. I am far enough to, I think, where I can give it a rating, and I would give it a solid 4. Again, I'm just really, I don't play a lot of like games that I don't like because I'm just gonna fall off them. So everything that I have is kind of like in a 4-star range, except for when I really not like something. But who cares? But yeah, I thought this was a very cool game. I like the environment, the storytelling, and originally like the enemies, but they became really boring after a while, after like they didn't really introduce something new for like a long time. So maybe that's not the greatest thing. And I heard that like Don't Nod is like in a bit of a weird situation at the moment with like the latest game underperforming, which I hate. So I would really appreciate if they could develop more of these games, because I really like this one, and yeah, I would really recommend this one. I liked it. This one is technically another PS4 copy, but this is Cyberpunk 2077. I used to try this on my PS4 and it just didn't work, and then I picked it up and put it in my PS5. I got the free upgrade, so it is a PS5 game for me. If you didn't know, this is a very famous game about this guy or girl or non-binary person. I think I played as a guy, but nowadays I would probably play as a non-binary person, as am I. But they live in Night City, and you can just do a lot of shit there. It's so open in what you can do. It's like this open world game about the cyberpunk future. It's the corporations, they control everything, which is a future we are rapidly gonna go into. So just expect a lot of the shit that is in here to come true, in my opinion. And I really liked it. I'm not good at first person shooters, but this also like didn't really have that many issues for me. And yeah, I really liked it. There's a lot of cool characters in here. I especially liked this one police guy. I definitely wanted to romance him, but I've seen that you can only do that as like the female archetype body V. And again, I at the time I played as a man, which oh my god, I need to go back there and like play as a like female archetype non-binary person because I want to romance him so bad. I love him. I think he's for River. Yeah, and you can just do a lot in here. There's so much customization with the build crafting you can do. Obviously, CD Projekt Red is like famous for their RPGs, and I think nobody has played this game like not at this point or like not at least heard of it. But I really loved it. This is like definitely a 5-star game to me. Not like a favorite game of mine, but I really do love this. Like very good. And yeah, I have not played Phantom Liberty at this point, which I definitely still want to do, but I love the base game. So, and I think I would love Phantom Liberty too. I just have not gotten around to it. This one's not gonna be great. This is Ghost of Yotei, and if you know anything about me, then you know that Ghost of Tsushima is my second favorite game of all time. And so I was very, very excited for Yotei to come out last year, and I was ultimately very disappointed. This game follows Otsu in her journey to seek revenge for her parents and her brother that have been killed by Lord Saito and his cronies. And there's a lot of revelations about this story. You might think it's a revenge story, but it still is a revenge story at the end of the day, but the game tries to do a lot of shit that I just didn't care for. It also technically, like, I liked the world design still, which is a great feature. I think they carried across on Tsushima, which I think also had great world design. And the combat is cool. I think it's still stylish, although it doesn't have like that much of depth, I think. And I didn't like what the story in the end like tried to do with like the whole like, oh my god, you're like, it's again like one of those like, oh my god, you're too consumed by rage type of things. But he literally killed her entire family. Like, not her entire family. Okay, that might be spoiled. He didn't kill her entire family, but he didn't kill her entire family. Okay, but like he still did that. He's still an evil ass person. So yeah, she is consumed by rage, and that may be a bad thing. She should control it better. But also, I think she's kind of justified to seek revenge. So, I didn't really agree with that choice. And also, the entire marketing had like this entire you can do anything in any order you want thing about it. But I just don't think that is true because you have like better chances against bosses if you have certain weapons, so you have to go get those first. And then there is a natural order where you like first go to this guy where you can get this weapon, then you defeat that boss, then you get that weapon in that boss's region, so you can go there and like everything. So no, I just don't think that's like actually true. And also, even if you didn't do that and went like another route, then there's like these story missions in there. They are so rigid, it will all play out in like kind of the same way, even when you tackle it in a different order. And obviously it would have taken huge amounts of development resources to make it dynamic, and I do get that they probably wouldn't want to do that, but it would just have been so much better in my opinion. So that was a very long-winded thing about this one game, but yeah, it was just a huge letdown. I still give it like a 3.5 stars, but well, no, maybe more like a flat 3. But when the first game is literally my second favorite game of all time, then yeah, just not that great. Then we have Astro Bot. This one I think came out in 2024 as well. I definitely think it won Game of the Year, yeah. And I played the original Astro's Playroom once I got my PlayStation, and I loved that one. So I wasn't surprised that I also loved this game. This is, if you didn't know, a collectathon not really collectathon. You have to collect things, but like no, it's just a platformer, and yeah, it is very referential of a lot of Sony IPs, a lot of ones that I didn't even play because my first PlayStation was the PlayStation 4. But still, I thought the references were cool because I still knew a lot of them. And it's just a great platformer even on its own. It definitely uses like the dual sense haptic feedback to the absolute most. And I think that's so cool for someone who never experienced that before. Like the dual sense controller was like so amazing to me because I've only like ever I know that the PS4 controller wasn't even that advanced, but like I didn't even experience a normal PS4 controller like rumbling thing because I always like used like weird China controllers that I just ordered off Amazon because I was cheap like that. And so yeah, I think this game is just great, and Astro's so cute, and yeah, I hope they make more of them. I would give this definitely like also 5 stars. And then we have Rise of the Ronin, which I always described as a game that felt like if Ghost of Tsushima was a weird Japanese developed game from the 360 era, but running on a PS5 console. If you didn't know, this is made by Ninja Team, who are also the makers of Ninja Gaiden. And they're also the makers of the Neo series, which is probably more inspired by. I only ever played the first Neo because I'm not really good at Souls-like games, but this one is easier, so I have a easier time with it. And I liked it. I know that this game got like crapped on a lot for not like looking the greatest. It doesn't have the most amazing graphics, but I really liked the gameplay, and it has kind of like this choosing your own fate about some period in the Japanese colonial history to it, which I don't know if it executed that plot the greatest, but I also haven't finished it yet, so it's not bad in my opinion. And I just have fun with like open world um Ronin games. I just wanted to say a samurai game, but it's not about samurais. I just have fun with Japanese open world games. I really love them. And so yeah, this hit me. I liked it. I know that people don't like this game, but I did. Um yeah, not more to say about it. I would give it 4.5 stars. I really like this. I have to finish it at some point, yeah. Then we have Robocop Rogue City. I think I also got this for Christmas 2 years ago, and I really like this game. I was surprised because I'm not good at first person shooters, but Robocop moves like a tank, so there's not really that much time for motion sickness. And yeah, this is obviously about Robocop, and he's on a bunch of missions, and on these missions, you shoot up a bunch of people. This game, for being like a AA developed game, looks ridiculously good in my opinion. I like how they did that, I have no idea. And there's obviously not like a lot of plot to it, and not even like a lot of gameplay variety because you're just Robocop and you're shooting stuff. But I really, for some reason, like gelled with this. I don't think I've ever like fully beaten it because the final boss is giving me pains, but I've definitely played everything up to that. So yeah, I really like this, and I know that there is a follow up out. I like a standalone expansion, which I definitely have to get to because I really did enjoy this. Yeah, definitely like 4 stars, solid one. Really like that. I swear this is the last PS4 game in this like thing, but this is Disco Elysium. I also got the PS4 copy and then went the upgrade path to the PS5 game. And if you don't know Disco Elysium at this point, like what are you doing? It's like kind of like a generational RPG. And I have to say that I haven't finished it. Yeah, I loved what I played of this, but for some reason I just never went back because I think I got busy and then just forgot about it. So this making this entire like collection thing is definitely good because holy shit, I didn't know I still had that. Yeah, this is about this guy who wakes up completely drunk, blackout, and he needs to recollect his memories. He's a police officer who has a lot of voices in his mind, and yeah, he needs to like find out some mysteries. There was a person who was murdered. There's a lot of people with interests in everything he does. It's taking place in this really interesting world. And yeah, I think I really love this, and I'm sad that I haven't gone back to it. I can't give it a rating because like hell, I think I haven't played enough of it, but I really did like this so far. This is hurting me. This is The Witcher 3 Complete Edition, and I wanted to play this after really loving Cyberpunk and hearing always like amazing things about the Witcher games. Oh, and I didn't like it. I have not played a lot of it because I just fell off it again. For my theory that I just fall off games that I don't like and only play the ones that I do. But I didn't really care for it. I thought it would be amazing because I love open world games with a lot of shit to do, and this really delivered that to me in like the first few things that I played of it. But then you like this is literally my experience with it. I didn't realize that this game had like a weapon degradation. Yeah, that's the word. System. I hate those in games. And then I went on this quest to hunt a werewolf, and I didn't know that my weapon was degrading. So in that cave, my weapon broke, and I'm now getting mauled by this fucking werewolf. And I, for some reason, do not have a save from before that damn werewolf cave that isn't like an hour ago. So I also do not want to go back. So maybe I'll just have to restart that game from the start at some point. Or maybe figure out a way if there's any quick saves that I just haven't found yet. But yeah, definitely didn't like that. And it's also like a shame because there is all the DLCs included in here. And I know that there's a new expansion coming out, so I would have even more content. But yeah, I just didn't really like what I played of it. And that's on me probably for being stupid, but and then we have Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, the like darling of whenever this game came out, when everybody loved it. Oh my god, nobody thought this could actually be good, and then it was. And everybody is talking about, is this a Souls-like? Is this not a straight-up action game? I don't care. I thought it looked cool, and I bought it, and I was disappointed because I'm not really good at the game's combat system, and I'm stuck at this one boss, and I think it looks really cool, but unfortunately, I have not played that much. So yeah, I can't really have an opinion on it because again, I am stuck. But what I played of it is cool. I love this game's vibe. I love mythology, and this game just is really cool to me. But yeah, I'm unfortunately stuck. So I may have to get unstuck at some point, but I haven't been able to do that yet. So yeah. And then we have a game that I thought looked really cool and then wasn't. Again, this is Wanted Dead. I think this is made by X Ninja team developers, and this follows like this police woman in some futuristic city. I don't know anymore. And it really like kind of gives like Deadly Premonition vibes. Not that I've ever really played Deadly Premonition, but I've watched stuff about Deadly Premonition, and I've played the second one. Um, and it has like action combat, but it's also like really weird and has all like these side mini games, and I just loved the vibe of it. Okay, but then again, I got stuck on this damn rocket launcher boss in some garden area, and I've never been able to get past it. So unfortunately, I have not played more of it. Another game I can't go ranking because I just can't. This may look like an empty case, but this is a copy of Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, which my mom got for me. Unfortunately, after we already had watched the Avatar movies, and I decided they were dog shit and I hated them. I still stand by that opinion. I don't like them, so getting me this game may not have been the best decision, and I also didn't like it. I'm not very familiar with the Ubisoft formula because I have not played any Assassin's Creed really, except for like 2 hours of Valhalla, and I didn't enjoy that. And yeah, this one is Far Cry inspired, obviously, but I also didn't really care. This is a game that did make me motion sick, and maybe I should try the new third person mode, but I haven't done that so far because I also wasn't really intrigued. I'm not obviously intrigued by a story about Avatar because I hate it, and the gameplay just wasn't really appealing to me, so I dropped it pretty quickly. But I do have this box that I can't return because I don't know where my mom bought it from, but they don't even have like the picture thing in there, so nobody will probably take it, and now I'm just stuck with it. Then we have Maneater, which is probably the most simple game to explain because it is about a shark that eats people. Yeah, that was actually very easy. I played the entirety of this, which is surprising because I have not finished a lot on, like, I have just dropped a lot of games on here, but this is probably the most mid game that was also pretty fun, and I just really liked it. It is literally not more to it than a shark eating people. If you ever played like those Hungry Shark mobile games, they were all the rage when I was like in elementary school, so I did play them a lot. So they are just, this is basically the console version of that, just with a higher budget than Hungry Shark. And yeah, I liked it. It's not, there's not much to it. It's just a shark that eats people, and there's graphic violence. Not like too graphic violence, but there's definitely like people getting eaten by sharks and people screaming and running away and then people like shooting at the shark for some reason and everything. It's cool. I liked it. It's fun. I would give it like 4 stars. I really like this one. This one, a lot of people have a lot to say about it. Not me. Forspoken. I thought this game's combat looked cool. Okay, when I bought this, all the think pieces about how this game is hugely cringe had already been out, and so I still thought I wanted to try it, and I did. This game was huge for some reason, so I deleted it pretty much off my PS5 again because I just don't want to have that much space wasted on a game that I didn't like. I played a few hours of this and didn't gel with it at all. The combat looked way cooler than it actually was, and that's pretty much all I came there for it. I did not care about the story. I did not really pay attention if it was the most cringiest thing ever written because I had already had that mindset from all the YouTube videos that came out about it that it was not really worth paying attention to because you would just get cringed out, which I do a lot, but like, so I just didn't pay attention, and so I can't really say that about it. Also, I didn't finish it, so who cares? But yeah, all I came here for was the combat, and if it could be cool in any way, and it wasn't, so I dropped it. This is actually the first PS5 game I've owned. I had this before I even had a PS5 because I told my mom I want to have a PS5 game because I'm going to buy a PS5, but then she got me the game before I even had the PS5. And so that is In Sound Mind. I've never heard of that one before, but it is a like walking sim horror game, and you are like woken up in the cellar, and then you like get to this weird house, and it's like psychological but also like cosmic, and I really like the vibe this is going for, as well as like the soundtrack because it's really atmospheric. But it was also like one of the first horror games, not really one of the first horror games, but like some of the first like in that walking sim style, that because I've never had that before and I thought it was really scary. Like maybe that's not like an opinion that a lot of people have of it, but I am a scaredy cat when it comes to video games. Even though I love like horror movies and horror books, I'm not really good at them in video game form. Even though my favorite game ever is technically a horror game, but like, just not say any more about that. I have not finished it, but what I've played so far, I thought it was really cool and have to return at some point. And then we have Wukong Fallen Dynasty. Also, I apologize for all the lipstick getting in my teeth. I shouldn't do these makeup styles when I talk for a long time. Wukong is another game developed by Team Ninja, Team Ninja. This was also in the vein of, I forgot, Neo. And this one is basically Neo, but instead of a Japanese setting, it's in a Chinese setting. And for some reason, I thought I would like this because why? I didn't like Neo, but I did. I came very far in this because I thought the combat was pretty palatable, even for someone who doesn't really gel with Souls-like at all. I can't really do anything in them. And I thought this was really cool. I have not finished it. I don't know how far I would have actually left, but I've played a good chunk of this. So yeah, I was very surprised in a very good way. And there is a sequel, I think, in development. If you like, is that anything about this game's plot? No, who cares? Whatever. It's basically Neo in a Chinese setting. I already said that. So yeah, I would be interested. Have not. Maybe I should finish this one, but then I would have to get over the boss. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on a lot of bosses. Have you noticed? Whatever. Then we have Final Fantasy XVI. Also, a lot of people have a lot to say about this one, and I again don't. I have never really played another Final Fantasy. I know, heresy, except for more heresy. Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier, the mobile Fortnite-ified spin-off. Because for some reason I thought it looked cool. I was really good at that game. I was consistently getting first place, but then I shut it down. Yeah, anyway, this is obviously the 16th entry in Final Fantasy, which I think is a anthology fantasy franchise, but I wouldn't know because I have not played any more of them. I want to get into the 7 series, and I think 13 looks cool, but it's not available on modern consoles. Anyway, I did not gel with this. It was very Game of Thrones-like, I thought, but I could be wrong about that. I have also not seen a lot of Game of Thrones, but from what I've seen of it, it looks similar. And I heard this one maybe appeal to me because of the action combat. I'm not really one for turn-based shit, so I thought it would be cool. And maybe I should just turn off easy mode and then it would be cooler, but I also didn't think that the game just had a lot of impact to it. And maybe the combat sandbox open up once you get more, but I also didn't really care about the story. So and also like this is a huge game, and at the point I had probably like other stuff that I wanted to play, so I had to delete some things, and then obviously I deleted the stuff that I did not really gel with. So Final Fantasy got the chopping block. Maybe I return in the future, but at the moment, nah. And then we return to probably my favorite game that I have never finished, which is Ghostwire Tokyo. I thought this game looked cool ever since it was revealed, and this was the first game I bought for myself once I got a PS5. And yeah, I do love this game. Why have I never finished it? I know I've said that. This is because I am stuck in a haunted school and am being followed by a like autonomy puppet that is walking whenever I do not look at it, and it is giving me the creeps. Like, I was playing this game when I did not have a TV in my room. So I was playing my PS5 in our living room, and I was screaming the fucking house down whenever that autonomy puppet got to me. I oh my, what have I been saying autonomy? It's anatomy. Why am I like starting to lose my English? Whatever. I really like this so far up until that point. I think the open world is so cool. I just like Japan as a setting, and I think it was so intricately. Oh my! I really need to stop recording this video. What the hell? I thought this setting was so intricately realized. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. And yeah, I just liked it so far. I also like the magic powers and how they were utilized with the DualSense controller and everything. So absolutely loved that. And I have to get over my fear of that anatomy puppet. But yeah, that's all I can say about it. And with that, we actually have the end of the video, which is good because I'm freaking out about my own voice and ability to speak for some reason. When you see this video, I am already in possession of another PS5 game because I am waiting on Beast of Reincarnation because it looks very Nier inspired. And if you have seen my love for Stellar Blade and as well as the other Nier games, but they are not on PS5, so I won't talk about them here, I love those games. So maybe that will hopefully also be amazing, and I will finish it while I'm on my summer break, which I currently am on. So yeah, have you played any of the games in this video? Have you have any thoughts on this video? Do you have any thoughts on the games in this video? Do you have any thoughts on this video? Do you have anything else that you want to share with me or not share with me or just engage with the video? I don't know. I really hope that anybody ever actually watches this. Who cares? At this point, I just want to stop recording. But yeah, I am thankful to everybody that is watching this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye!